I am a wellness advocate and energy worker. I am dedicated to helping women entrepreneurs create a balanced and healthy lifestyle by providing tools, tips, and resources that elevate health from the inside out. Every episode, myself, along with a featured guest, share our steps to feel good daily journeys on my globally recognized show, Steps to Feel Good Daily with Lona. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Steps to Feel Good Daily with Lona. I am super excited today to bring Joie Gharrity, founder of Joie G 113. She is a brand consultant, author, live streamer, content creator, podcast, and international speaker. She worked in the Hollywood entertainment industry for 15 plus years. With top companies in film and television and original web content and branded entertainment. This woman is a heavy hitter, a super amazing lady, and I love her so much and so blessed to have her in my life. So I am going to bring her up from the green room, and thank you so much for coming and joining with us to learn together. There you are. Hi, Joie.
Hey, Lona.
How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you for having me on the show.
You are very, very welcome. So today our show is going to be about how to meet your the most effective you with Joie Gharrity, of course. So the most effective you. So tell me, Joie, how did you come to know the most effective you?
Sure. So I actually suffer from low self-esteem for most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that some people out there will be like, really? I'm like, yeah, I did.
It's hard to believe.
I worked in the Hollywood entertainment business, and you can imagine the kind of pressures and working around starlets and people that, I mean, because like the best looking, the smartest, I mean, go to Hollywood, right? And I was really fortunate that I had amazing mentors, but inside I was always suffering from low self-esteem. And then something extraordinary and tragic happened. I lost my brother. He died in a car accident, actually on a movie set. And what happened from there is that was the beginning of my real purpose of why I'm here on earth. And my real inner game journey is to come back to myself. 3 years ago, I was sitting at my friend's life celebration, and I had a download of the real reason I worked in Hollywood. And it was to observe superstars and leaders in their field and how they really get what they want, and how their confidence grows, and how they know that they are the golden circle, that they're not chasing it. That has a lot to do with lack of confidence, is chasing this golden circle of like, well, if I just do this, and if I just do this, and if I just lose 5 more pounds, and if I just got smarter, right? Right.
Amen, sister.
And what was really revealed to me is how this all comes to be, and really getting back to myself is that you have to grow your capacity to allow, receive, and accept love. It really is the piece. Really the piece. It's really the acceptance piece.
Yes, and I think it's the hardest thing. It's easy for us to give love, but it's not as easy for us to receive love and to understand that. So I really appreciate that you were bringing this out to light for people to know. So I want to look at, you have a step to feel good daily. You start by getting close to the divine first thing in the morning, first thing in the morning with your love capacity habits. So can you talk to me a little bit, share with us a little bit about that? I know I've been through it. I think it's amazing. And so, but I'd like you to share with everybody else.
Yeah, sure. So in the second book that was downloaded to me, I have a capacity system that was downloaded to me too. It's only 30 minutes in the morning, and it's first starts with a series of prayers. I had
Mhm.
a prayer master create these prayers. Um, and then next we go into a visualization component where I have you go into a very large stadium of people cheering for you. And then allowing, receiving, and accepting that love, that puts things on a whole new spectrum. And then also, instead of writing down your wins the day of, I have it do the from the day before. Because as humans, we have a tendency of being like, oh, that's just a coincidence. Oh, that just happens. But it gives you perspective, right? This is how I get close to the divine first thing in the morning. It opens up my heart and my love capacity to allow, receive, and accept. And then I'm setting my day up for real success.
I love that. I love that. I do too. I have started using your love bucket capacity, and I say those prayers. I definitely first thing in the morning as I say, "Good morning, Heavenly Father." Thank you for another day,
Yeah.
bringing in that gratitude. And I know that you're really big on gratitude. So how did gratitude become such a huge part of who you are?
Well, it is today, right? Because when I was after specifically after my brother, I was very disappointed in life. Like I would wake up in pure disappointment all the time, like why did that happen? And so what started happening is I was creating this whole life of disappointment, right? I couldn't really see past the trees. I couldn't see the light at the end. It wasn't really there for a long time. And then something extraordinary happened. I'm going to talk about it in my book. And I was meditating and I was doing a breathing exercise, and I had first I had Jesus come through, and like most extraordinary amount of love. I've never felt anything like it before, and just pour all this love on me. And then then a second time this happened, and it was Mary this time.
Mhm.
And so this was the beginning of me getting back to gratitude. This was the beginning of me being able to see exactly the light through. Because when things are dark, and you barely want to get out of bed, it's very difficult to find any gratitude in that, right?
Yes, and I would say that's a growth moment, a big growth moment for you, right?
Yeah,
Because yeah, we can always stay in the dark, and we have to pull ourselves out from that. And it's not so it's like when you feel good daily, it's not like you wake up necessarily and feel great every single solitary day. It just isn't, because life happens and life is hard.
yeah,
And losing those that you love, it's like gets me all misty eyed, because
yeah,
it's like it's the hardest thing that we have to go through.
yeah.
And so just that instead of collapsing, you came into your power through that growth that you did. So kudos to you, Joie Gharrity.
Oh, and and a big part of it, because I was very reluctant to share the second book,
Mhm,
and I was like, yeah, no. But what I did say is, I said, what I'll do is I'll beta test it on myself. And I told the divine, I said, so if this works, I said, then I'll take it out to the masses, because that's really a big part of the purpose.
mhm,
And so for 3 years, I incorporated the daily habit system, love capacity daily habit system. I jumped fully into the gratitude, the prayers, the whole gig. And my entire personal professional life changed like that, like in the best of ways. It was almost eerie how fast
mhm.
it happened.
So
And
it's like once you switched your energy, is that like you switched the way you were thinking, your mindset, and then it's like everything
yes.
changed?
It's like I had an aha, like for all those years in Hollywood, they were showing me over and over and over again. Like superstars, like it wasn't unusual for a star to receive like a car, for instance, for their birthday, or a horse, right? It
Mhm.
wasn't unusual. And I remember thinking, how do you receive a horse or a car? Like Who does that, right? Right? But what it really is, it's not that people are more talented than us. It's just that they have this ability to allow, receive, and accept horses and cars and mansions and money and big business deals and marriage. That's just love in different forms. That's all it is. And theirs is just Grand Canyon level. People screaming your name and asking for your autograph and walking down red carpet, that's just that they just have Grand Canyon level capacity, love capacity. And what I realized is anyone can have that. Anyone. It is not just for the chosen few,
Right.
right?
For
And
the
so
rich
when
people.
I said yes to the calling and I put all this into play, like it was just like, and I wasn't doing anything special. I was just doing the capacity system, and I've just been growing my love capacity. That's all.
That's awesome. Well, we all need more love, right? Self-love, loving others. We can't love anybody unless we love ourselves. So this is a tip. It is literally your birthright to share your gifts and talents with the world and increase your influence and earning power.
Yes.
So I love that. I love that tip. Now with your, so you feel, I know that you want, like, your thing in life is really to help people shine, to help people be not just them best selves physically, but to really step out of those comfort zones. And that's really hard. I don't care whatever business growth, whatever you're doing, to step out of those comfort zones. But I love so much, Joie, that you care so much about people and that you see the value in every single person that crosses your path, that you're like, shine.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause we're just all I believe that we're just all puzzle pieces.
Mhm.
Right? There was times in my life where I had another puzzle piece and I connected, right? And it was a tipping point for me, right?
Mhm.
I believe we're just puzzle pieces. And so as we're sharing our gifts and talents, we are connecting another puzzle piece for endless amount of people out there.
Right.
That is how powerful and empowering we really are. We are children of the divine, therefore we are magnificent. Therefore, we have major capacity to impact endless amount of people. Endless amount of people. And so with this share, when I said yes to the calling finally, because it was working for me, I was very excited about sharing out there, but it doesn't mean that it's not vulnerable. It doesn't mean that it's not uncomfortable. Like it takes my daily capacity system every morning for me to do that in order for me to show up big, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a lot some days. And some days I don't want to. And I'm like, no, no, you don't get to. That's not even an option anymore.
I like how what you were saying, because I think of the world and each person as a piece of our body. So if we think of the world as a body, right? And if we didn't have an eye or a nose or a mouth, it wouldn't function well. So
Mm.
that is truly the importance of each individual. In individual cells, I mean, there's billions of us, but we have to have every cell in our body to function, correct?
Yes, it's so true, and you'll see things like recently, I was watching the Academy Awards, and you'll see how there some of their shares, their gifts and shares on stage was like they were like, "I didn't think this could happen for me." And yet, I wanna say, "Oh, it was another puzzle piece showed up." And the puzzle all came together.
Right.
And now it was just like the domino impact just went right? They couldn't
Yeah.
you cannot do it alone.
No.
You cannot do it alone. You need other puzzle pieces.
Yes, I need you. And I know that. So
And
so
I need you to.
here's what?
And I need you to.
Thank you. So this was my share. The most effective you shines when you're feeling your best.
Yeah.
And so when we, I just know that some days I wake up and I'm like, this bed is so comfortable. I really don't want to get out. And then, and that's often, and then I kind of pull myself up, right? And then it's like, okay, so if I say my prayers and I get that little bit of hope and energy going, and then I might I have to do some qigong or put something good in my body. Go do my soak. There's just so many tools to help us to feel good, and they're going to be different for each person. So that's why I kind of like, I had another little share here. If this is,
Mm.
yeah. When you're not shining, ask yourself what you need to feel better. Sometimes it's like a walk in the park. It can be just stepping outside, seeing the trees, seeing the birds, whatever. I can stop in a moment when I'm feeling like I'm either attacking myself or whatever. I just stop and I appreciate that one moment. Like it might be a bird or it might be a tree, but that's kind of an interrupter for me if I'm going to if I'm going to spiral downhill. You know what I mean?
I do. And something I do is that's in the book is I ask people to breathe in mass amounts of love through their nose and pick one up to 5 different negative emotions to breathe out. See, we're not brought up to be able to accept mass amounts of love. We are brought up to accept mass amounts of negativity.
Yeah.
Right? Media has no problem reminding us that we suck. Right? Right? And so we're not, and not just that, but just the way community's built, right? It's just like, oh, you got an A, you should get an A plus. Oh, you won that. What else are you going to do? There's a lot of this kind of the next shoe's going to drop scenarios. And what I realized is I, through the exercise, the breathing exercise, is by breathing in mass amounts of love, which will feel really uncomfortable at first. Again, because we are not brought up to do this. But with time, as you could be breathing in mass amounts of love all day, and as a negative emotion comes to the surface, which it often does, you breathe in mass amounts of love, replace it, and then breathe out the negative emotion. By identifying the negative emotion, you're just identifying ego. You're just identifying that you're human, but replace it with that mass amounts of love. With time, your love capacity, it's like a muscle, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger and bigger. And remember what I said about earlier, the superstars that are like, that have sustained, that can stay there for long periods of time, they just have Grand Canyon level love capacity.
Right. Thank you so much. But I would like to do that exercise with you if you're willing to share it. I always want to feel better.
What negative emotion should we breathe out?
Fear.
Fear. Okay, that's a good one, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to breathe in through the nose, mass amounts of love. We're going to breathe out fear, and we're going to do this 5 times. The reason I pick 5 is because 5 is actually a media fame number, and it is your birthright to be your own superstar. All right, so here we go. So we're going to breathe in, mass amounts of love. Here we go. Mass amounts of love. Breathe out fear. Again. Breathe out fear. Again. Breathe out fear. Again, breathe in mass amounts of love. Breathe out fear. Last time, breathe in. Breathe out fear.
Now I can go take on the world.
Better.
And it does. And I love that you have that practice, because I know that when I'm doing the capacity and I have a negative, it's so easy to do, to just stop and just go, oh, wait, what am I feeling? Asking the question, right? What am I feeling? Oh, I'm feeling doubt, or I'm feeling fear. And then I can just do that 5 times. I can do that. Can't close my eyes while I'm driving, but I can still do it within my mind and within my heart. So I appreciate it, Joie, and I appreciate you. So how can people contact you? And I know you have this on Amazon. I know you can buy this book on Amazon. Right?
Yeah, you can buy that book on Amazon. You can find me at joieg113.com, the number 113.com. You can find me on social media under Joie Gharrity on Insta, Facebook, LinkedIn. Yeah, you can find me pretty much all over the place. I have a rather robust online influence. And I so appreciate you, Lona, and thank you for sharing your gifts and talents with the world.
Thank you for recognizing them. Thank you
Because
for
as a girl who, again, who suffered from low self-esteem for many, many, many years, also too, who had, you know, some hardships, some really big hardships happen. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know. I didn't know I could feel better. I'm being frank with you. Until I had someone like you cross my path and share some tangible, right, inner game tools. And I was like, oh. And it changed my entire life. It changed my entire perspective in life. It did.
Thank you. And the cool thing is there's a lot of other people that have all little pieces that will help us. And I'm going to be bringing them onto my show over time. Reconnective healing is something else I love. But there's just so many great things out there. And I'm so appreciative of all of our brothers and sisters in this world that step up, share their gifts. Please don't be afraid to share your gifts. And thank you, Joie, for shining your light. I'll drop you down into the green room, and I will chat with you in a little bit. Okay, bye-bye. So thank you. Just in case, because I'm still learning how to do this, if it hits the wrong one, I apologize. So I am going to say thank you for coming, and please join another episode just in case the wrong one shows up. So have a great week. Stop the recording. Okay. Let me see if I could hit this. Just one sec. Thank you for joining me today. You can learn more about me, my products and services at happyhealing.me. Make sure to join me for another episode every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Central Time on my globally recognized show, Steps to Feel Good Daily with Lona.